Does this have a release date, horror business? Unfortunately, no. This week they start a new phase of alpha testing, and then probably in a couple weeks to a month we will have the full access Alpha 1 out. And that alpha test will basically give us a pretty good timeline, is my guess. It will, depending on how Alpha 1 goes, we will have a pretty good idea of when we're expected to see the actual release. So our buddy Woodchip, who's in this stream a lot, has said that he's guessing they're going to try and push for the end of the year 2021, but that would be the absolute earliest at my guess. I hope you're right. Alpha 1 could be as late as 12/20. I mean, they're still saying it's on track for fall. To me, December is no longer fall. I think November is the latest you can get away with and still call it fall. But we're not sure. I mean, yeah, we'll have to see. The duration of Alpha 1, I think, will let us know what kind of timeline. Yeah, the duration and how well it goes, how many bugs we're finding, things like that. And even and I'm not talking about small bugs. Small bugs happen, little graphical glitches and clipping and falling through the world and stuff like that. That stuff happens. That's fine and easily fixable. It's like the big glitches. It's like the stuff they found when they did the APOC testing, right? They said they're getting NDA stuff out now, so Alpha 1 is scheduled this or next month. No, so Gangsta, I believe the NDA stuff is for the Leader of Men test. There will be no NDA on Alpha 1. That's last I heard anyway. So, yeah, I think the Alpha 1 will have no NDA. The current NDA that's gone out is for the Leader of Men, which is Alpha 0 or Pre-Alpha or whatever you want to call it. And that will be going on this week. That's what Woodchip has said. Well, that's what Woodchip has implied, since he's not allowed to actually say, I think, with the NDA. But it's just a visual NDA too, so we will start to hear some information as they actually get in and start playing. But I don't think they're allowed to say exactly when it is, only allowed to say after it started. But we'll have to see. No, I am Grunttag. I am not in Alpha 1. I'm really hoping that that the start of Alpha 1 goes well, and that they add in, basically do a second wave of Alpha 1 testing where they bring in a lot more people to do a big stress test. Yeah, I'll be in Alpha 2 for sure. I'll look forward to seeing you in that. But yeah, what I am doing, so I was in the Alpha for New World, and the community showcase or something like that, the early access for New World, starts on Tuesday. So I'm going to be streaming that basically all week, as much as I can anyway. And there's no NDA on that, so I can now talk about what we see in game. But I got to try out New World for sure. And I'll probably be doing a video series that kind of compares what I see in New World with what I'm expecting to see in this game. So it'll be interesting. If you like the content, want to follow along, see some New World stuff, give me a follow, and follow me on Twitter or join my Discord, and I'll be posting when I'm going live. I can leave. Just put dog in chair and make her stay. There you go. But yeah. And she loves all the attention in the world. Yeah. Yeah, I don't like your mouth. It's kind of gross. But she'll happily hang out with us for a while. And I get it, you don't want the same question 30 times, but it comes from the territory, especially when theory crafting. I mean, that's the other aspect to that too, is like, that's how you generate more followers and viewers. That's how you build a community, is actually developing new community members, right? It's the same thing I think we're going to see in game. Is this game is going to encourage you to actually develop players, because there won't be as many add-ons and systems to basically tell you exactly what to do in game. You're actually going to have to take newer players under your wing and teach them boss mechanics, teach them their rotation, teach them all this kind of stuff. And it's the same thing with streaming. The history of each server will be tracked and visible to players. So we're going to keep track of the history of the world so that we can tell people the story up to the current day. Player who's brand new, who's come in at a 6-month mark, can take a look at each server, what each server has done, and how each server has tackled the storyline, and they can decide for themselves what community they want to join, what version of the world they want to take part in. So, okay, that's kind of cool. I mean, it doesn't offer an in-game benefit to keeping track of the server, but what they are saying is maybe when you click on each server, when you come into this game, when you click on each server, you're going to be able to read up on what has happened on that server. So you're not just making a random choice on what server you want to start on. You can actually choose what server you want to start on based on what happened, what alliances there are. And hopefully a lot of that will be player driven, obviously, and you'll be able to see what guilds and alliances are on that server and what territory they control. And maybe from that you can basically apply to join the community or guild who will protect you as you're a low level, and you can level up hassle free, and you can apply to join them before you even join the server. So when you're coming into this world, it'd be super cool if you you can go through the server list, read up on each server, see what they're doing, select a couple servers you're interested in, and then reach out to the guilds on the forums or their discords and say, hey, I'm a new player, I'm looking to come in, can I join you? What are you offering to new players? Things like that. And it will encourage guilds and communities and stuff like that to develop new players. I think that's really cool. That's a really cool idea there. Yeah, and it lowers the barrier to entry even more, right? That's what we keep talking about. That's why they don't want a box cost. They're super confident in the product that they're producing. They think they're going to make a really good game that they don't need a box cost. They think you'll try it for $16 a month and then just keep playing at $16 a month. And once again, it's that beat dog analogy. How many games have we pre-ordered or bought for $60 and then potentially even paid money on top of that for other aspects of the game? And then we start playing, and it's like, oh, this game sucks. I don't really want to play it anymore. I'm really afraid of the huge distances somehow. I hope there will at least be some kind of auto-running or maybe even auto-pathing in-game when I'm on the east side of the map and have to go to the west side. I don't really want to sit for hours in front of my PC pressing W. I somehow like the auto-pathing in Black Desert. Just set the destination. I don't think they will ever have that, Saluna, but what I think you will have... So they have implemented group mounts, and then you have ships. So I think you may just end up having to get to a port city and then paying someone who is making a trade run or something like that to take you on their ship across the map. I see that happening a lot, and people, if you're already making a trade run for some reason and going across the map, you may spend an hour or half an hour in the port spamming in chat saying, hey, going this way, any extra passengers for, a couple gold pieces or whatever you want to call it. I think it'll be okay as long as the game doesn't force me to go from one end to the other for questing, but if I want materials or nodes, that's okay because it will be my choice. Yeah, Supernova, I don't think you'll be forced to go across the map unless it's something you want to. I think you're very much going to have your home, you're going to have your freehold location, and that's going to be where you mostly play unless you're choosing to make some big expedition for a reason. That's wild, Saluna. I'm scared that the map will be too small to make it feel right. Ronso, I don't think it's going to be too small. I mean, it's, what is it? 10 times the size of the map? No. It's 15 times the size of the map of Skyrim is what the map is intended to be. I don't think it's going to feel small at all. I'm actually curious because the Breath of the Wild map, I would like to know exactly what that is considered to be in kilometers. Because that's another map that I just felt was huge and had great proportions. And you could get around pretty quickly with the gliding and all that and a horse, but it didn't. And there was fast travel in Breath of the Wild, right? Can't remember, to be honest. But yeah, what reasons do you think there will be that will mean that you have to travel across the map like that? Whistlander, the first thing is getting materials and minerals, right? Any gatherables that are rare in your region that you need for construction or crafting or anything like that. I have a feeling that you're going to have to go run these caravans across the map to grab certain things. But loot is going to be interesting in this game, right? Because a lot of the loot is materials and crafting materials and bounties. So with nothing binding, you might get a lot of people like in WoW that are rolling need on buying on equips that they're planning to sell in the auction house. So I think loot in this game, you're going to actually be encouraged to play with people that you know and trust and can work out the loot system with in a fair way. Your Skyrim reference was cool in your video. All the freeholds, yeah, right. When half the entire map of Skyrim is taken up by freeholds, and that's only if you have 10,000 freeholds, right? That's because you're gonna have 10,000 concurrent players. We potentially have 50,000 players on a server, so there's potential that we're gonna have more than 10,000 freeholds on one server. Not guaranteed. I would guess it's an average of 10. Oh, Grim, thank you for the gift. Much appreciated. Yeah, thank you for supporting the community. Love to see it. Love everyone coming together. Watch your second video. Did a good job. Thank you, Laura. Yeah, as I said, I'm trying to not do just the info dumps or here's the information we know and that's it. I'm trying to actually speculate on what I think this game is going to be and mean. And as I've also said, I plan to go back to all my videos later and review them. Basically be like, okay, how correct or entirely incorrect was I? I think that'll be a lot of fun later on. And you can all make fun of me when I'm wrong.